Welcome to episode 7 of the Card Notes by Vintage Hockey Cards Report podcast. Today, we're taking a closer look at 5 hockey cards from the World Hockey Association. The Chris Bordeleau 1975-76 o-pee-chee WHA number 116 card, the Danny Lawson 1973-74 Quaker Oats WHA number 48 card, the Gordie Gallant 1975-76 o-pee-chee WHA number 96 card, the Markow 1977-78 o-pee-chee WHA number 25 card, and the Paul Henderson 1974-75 o-pee-chee WHA number 57 card. Let's get on with it. Enjoy. The Chris Bordeleau 1975-76 o-pee-chee WHA number 116 hockey card. Written on the back of the card, Chris has proven to be a great favorite with the fans with a certain flair that all great skaters have. The quick-moving and very mobile center is not only an offensive threat, but also an accomplished penalty killer. Chris played his first pro hockey with the Noranda Copper Kings of the Junior A NOHA in 1962-63, where he tallied 42 goals and 36 assists. He saw NHL action with the Canadiens, Blues, and Blackhawks. A closer look. Chris Bordeleau was one of those guys that couldn't quite stick as a regular in the NHL and found salvation in the World Hockey Association. He played in the NHL for 4 years from 1968-69 to 1971-72 with the Montreal Canadiens, St. Louis Blues, and Chicago Blackhawks. In 205 games, he scored 38 goals and totaled 103 points. He did make the best of his time in the league, appearing in 6 playoff games in 1968-69 for the Canadiens as the team captured the Stanley Cup Championship with a win over the St. Louis Blues in the final. Bordeleau played in the WHA for the duration of the league from 1972-73 to 1978-79 and is a member of the WHA Hall of Fame. He started with the Winnipeg Jets and moved over to the Quebec Nordiques during the 1974-75 season. Chris helped the Nordiques to the Avco World Trophy Final in his first year with the club, 1974-75, before being swept by the Houston Aeros. The team again reached the final in 1976-77, this time winning the championship after a tight battle with the Winnipeg Jets. The Danny Lawson 1973-74 Quaker Oats WHA number 48 hockey card. Written on the back of the card, "I think Danny Lawson is perhaps one of the 2 or 3 best skaters in hockey today," said Pie McKenzie of the ex-Buffalo Sabre. Danny is a durable 185-pound right winger whose main and valuable talent lies in his ability to skate and score goals. He ranks with Yvon Cornwallier and Jacques Lemaire in his ability to accelerate up the ice. Lawson led the WHA with 61 goals last year. A closer look. It would never get better than the 61-goal season with the Philadelphia Blazers in 1972-73 for Danny Lawson, although he would continue to score at a decent pace. He would put up 50 goals in 1973-74 with Vancouver, placing him 3rd in the World Hockey Association behind Mike Walton and Bobby Hull. Lawson played in the WHA from 1972-73 to 1976-77 with the Blazers, Calgary Cowboys, and Winnipeg Jets. He scored 218 goals and totaled 422 points over that time. With the Jets in 1976-77, he helped the club reach the Avco World Trophy Final before losing out to the Quebec Nordiques. Danny spent time in the NHL before the WHA came along. Between 1967-68 and 1971-72, he appeared with the Detroit Red Wings, Minnesota North Stars, and Buffalo Sabres. His only full season came in 1971-72 with the Sabres. The Gordie Gallant 1975-76 o-pee-chee WHA number 116 hockey card. Written on the back of the card, Gordie got his first taste of WHA action when he was signed by the Minnesota Fighting Saints in October of 1973. He led the league with 223 penalty minutes that season. An all-star defenseman with the Halifax Atlantics of the MJHL in 1969-70. Gordie turned pro with the Des Moines Oak Leafs of the IHL in 1970-71. He scored 17 goals and 34 assists for 51 points with the Syracuse Blazers of the EHL in 1972-73. A closer look. Gord Gallant led the WHA in penalty minutes in both 1973-74 and 1974-75 while playing for the Minnesota Fighting Saints. After joining the Quebec Nordiques for the 1975-76 WHA season, Gallant upped his penalty minute total considerably to 297, yet that number was good for just 3rd in the league behind Kurt Brackenbury and Kim Claxon. Gallant played 4 years in the WHA between 1973-74 and 1976-77 with the Fighting Saints, Nordiques, and Birmingham Bulls. His 849 total penalty minutes placed him 6th all-time. Paul Baxter leads the way with 962 minutes. The Mark Howe 1977-78 o-pee-chee number 25 WHA hockey card. Written on the back of the card, the youngest player in WHA's brief history to score over 100 goals, Mark had 5 hat tricks for Houston Aeros during the 1975-76 season. Equipped with one of the best wrist shots in pro hockey, he teams with his father, Gordie Howe, to form one of the WHA's top penalty-killing duos. A closer look. Mark Howe would have been 21 when he surpassed the 100-goal plateau during the 1975-76 WHA season. The only season of his 6 that he spent in the WHA when he didn't surpass the 30-goal mark was his injury-shortened 1976-77 campaign shown on the back of this card. Now a member of the Hockey Hall of Fame and known for his play as a defenseman in the National Hockey League, Howe's stats as a forward in the WHA are pretty impressive. In 426 regular season games with the Houston Aeros and New England Whalers, he scored 208 goals and assisted on 296 for 504 points. Even more impressive was Mark's 91 points in 75 WHA playoff games. He helped the Aeros to 2 Avco World Trophy championships. With the Whalers, he reached the final in 1977-78 before being swept by the Bobby Hull-led Winnipeg Jets. After the WHA and NHL merged for the 1979-80 season, Howe went on to a lengthy career in the National Hockey League. He played 929 regular season and 101 playoff games between 1979-80 and 1994-95 with the Hartford Whalers, Philadelphia Flyers, and Detroit Red Wings. The Paul Henderson 1974-75 o-pee-chee 57 WHA hockey card. Written on the back of the card. Following his brilliant play in the 73 Team Canada vs. USSR series, fans voted him as their MVP. He scored an unbelievable 3-game winning goals in the final 3 games. In 1963, he led the Hamilton Juniors to the Memorial Cup with 49 goals. In the last 5 seasons, Paul has scored 55 or more points in every year but one. Has excellent speed. A closer look. There's 2 slight errors on the back of this 1974-75 o-pee-chee hockey card. It was 1961-62 that Paul Henderson helped the Hamilton Red Wings to a Memorial Cup championship, not 1963. Also, the Summit Series was played in 1972, not 73. The Red Wings finished second during the regular season, behind the Montreal Junior Canadiens. After winning the J. Ross Robertson Trophy as OHL champs, they met the Edmonton Oil Kings in the Memorial Cup final, taking the series 4-1. However, it was the 1962-63 season when Henderson scored 49 goals for Hamilton. He was also named a first-team All-Star that season. That Red Wings team finished 4th in the regular season and were bounced by the Niagara Falls Flyers in the first round of the playoffs. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Card Notes. Stay tuned, there'll be more coming up soon. If you could, please hit the like button, and we'd really appreciate if you'd subscribe to the channel.